Charlie's wasn't random. It was scheduled.
He set it up in a way that, like, okay, you're saying something that's actually factually inaccurate,
right,
according to the narrative. Now, let's be real clear. I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird shit going on with this.
I know.
Really.
I almost texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, or the guy that they have, the 22-year-old,
yeah,
whatever. And I was almost going to be like, dude.
This kid had a rifle with a scope. Now, here's where it gets weird. The first images of this rifle with a scope, I swear to God, it looks like he has a composite stock on it. Like, it looks like a modern 30-06 rifle. There was that one guy who was the decoy. All right, so you got this guy who's an older guy who starts yelling out. Didn't he take his pants down? He took his pants down. This guy was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombings.
All the hits.
He called in a fake bomb at another place. And then he did this at this thing. Right after, so somehow or another, this guy has the state of mind that the moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, I did it, and takes his pants down or something like that. I don't know exactly what he did. Then, ready for this? He gets arrested for child porn right away.
Right after this happened?
Oh, right away. He's in jail for child porn. Why?
Whenever the authority says something and not prod any further. We can't allow that to happen here. I won't allow that to happen here because this something terrible has traumatized the world, okay? And I feel as though when it comes to this, the media, the government, the talking heads, everyone is confusing us about what actually took place.
The whole internet has been buzzing like crazy ever since that unexpected moment on Joe Rogan's podcast when Elon Musk casually brought up Charlie Kirk's widow and flipped the entire vibe in the room. Nobody saw it coming, not even Joe, who leaned forward so fast you would have thought someone hit him with breaking news through an earpiece. What made it wild was how calm Elon looked, like he didn't even realize he had just set off one of the most talked about podcast moments of the year. People watching the live stream were already typing out confused comments, asking if they heard him right, or if Elon was hinting at something deeper going on behind the scenes. The conversation didn't start anywhere near the topic of Charlie Kirk, his widow, or the drama surrounding the political circles tied to his legacy. Joe and Elon were joking around about tech, space, and those futuristic ideas Elon loves tossing around like it's casual conversation. Everything seemed normal until Elon suddenly paused, as if something crossed his mind that he wasn't sure he should say. Joe picked up on it immediately, asking him, "What's on your mind?" before Elon dropped that cryptic line tying back to Charlie Kirk's widow in a way nobody expected. Right after Elon mentioned her, the whole energy in the room changed, fast. Joe stopped smiling, leaned forward, and you could tell he knew this wasn't something to brush off. Even the crew behind the cameras went quiet, and you could practically feel the tension through the screen. That one sentence Elon said, short, subtle, but sharp, had people online replaying it over and over, trying to decode what he was hinting at. It didn't sound random, and it didn't sound like he misspoke. It sounded intentional, and that's why everyone online has been spiraling for days. People who watched the clip swear Elon was dancing around something he didn't want to spell out directly. The way he looked off to the side after saying it made fans think he was choosing his words carefully. Joe even asked him to explain it more clearly, raising his eyebrows like he knew Elon wasn't telling the full story. Elon didn't backtrack, didn't correct himself, and didn't joke it away. Instead, he gave Joe a half smirk and said, "Some things aren't what they seem," and that line alone blew up every social media app within minutes. Fans immediately rushed to comment sections claiming Elon was hinting that there's more going on involving Charlie Kirk's widow than people think. Others believe he accidentally slipped up and tried to cover it with that mysterious "some things aren't what they seem" line, which only made things look more suspicious. Clips started surfacing across platforms with people breaking down Elon's tone, Joe's reaction, and even the timing of Elon's pauses, as if they were analyzing some kind of coded message hidden in his words. But what really sent the internet into a frenzy was Joe's reaction. Joe Rogan has interviewed politicians, celebrities, controversial figures, and even people tied to major national scandals, and he rarely looks genuinely surprised. But when Elon brought up Charlie Kirk's widow, Joe's entire expression shifted. His eyebrows dropped, his voice lowered, and he didn't interrupt, not once. That alone made fans feel like the two of them knew something they weren't comfortable saying out loud. And once people online catch even a little hint of a deeper story, they run with it. And this time, they didn't just run, they sprinted. Within hours, full threads started popping up across forums, with fans trying to connect the dots between Elon, Joe, and whatever mysterious situation might be unfolding around Charlie Kirk's widow. Some viewers claimed they spotted Joe giving the camera a quick look as if he was silently telling the audience, "Did you catch that?" Others believed Elon brought her up because he's been hearing things through political or tech connections that haven't reached the public yet. And once that idea took off, people weren't letting it go. Every major clip channel reposted the podcast moment, and the comments were filled with confusion, shock, and theories. Some users claimed Elon's wording sounded like someone trying to speak without stepping into legal territory. Others insisted he was speaking from personal conversations that aren't public knowledge. No matter which angle viewers looked at, the moment felt too intentional to ignore. Fans who normally don't watch Rogan or keep up with Elon were suddenly tuned in because the conversation carried an energy that didn't feel staged or exaggerated. It felt real and it felt heavy. But the part that had everyone talking nonstop was the idea that Elon and Joe weren't saying everything they know. People felt like the two of them were circling around something important without naming it directly. The pauses, the glances, the half answers, everything added to the tension. Joe even responded with a quiet, "That's interesting," right after Elon made the comment, and that tone alone was enough to send the internet spinning into 1,000 theories. Some fans think Elon was hinting at internal conflicts involving Charlie Kirk's widow. Others believe he's aware of political moves happening behind closed doors that most people wouldn't know about, and a portion of viewers insisted the whole moment felt like Elon intentionally nudged the conversation in that direction to get people talking without fully exposing anything. Whether he planned it or not, the clip ended up dominating social media feeds across the world. And the wildest part, Joe didn't push further, which made the moment even more suspicious. Joe usually asks follow-up questions whenever a guest says something interesting, but this time he held back like he didn't want to open that door too wide on camera. The silence between the two of them said more than their words, and fans picked up on it immediately. By the time the clip circulated for a full day, people were already calling it the most unexpected podcast moment of the year, and debates were breaking out everywhere. After that wild moment went viral, people didn't just move on. They dove even deeper, trying to figure out what Elon Musk and Joe Rogan were really hinting at when they brought up Charlie Kirk's widow. The buzz only got louder once viewers started noticing small details in their body language, especially during the parts of the conversation that weren't clipped in the viral edits. Some fans went back to watch the full podcast episode, hoping they catch clues people missed the first time, and that's when things started looking even more mysterious. As the conversation continued, Joe tried steering the topic back to their original discussion, but Elon kept circling around the edges of something bigger, dropping subtle lines that felt like he was walking a tightrope. He spoke in that calm, analytical tone he always uses. But this time, there was something behind it, something like he was being careful not to reveal too much. Even casual viewers noticed the shift, and they couldn't shake the feeling that Elon wasn't just talking off the top of his head. He was choosing every word with precision. Right after the viral moment, Joe leaned back in his chair, rubbing his chin like he was processing everything Elon had just implied. Joe has this look he gets whenever someone touches on a topic that's deeper than the audience realizes, and he had that look all over his face during this part. He wasn't moving, wasn't laughing, wasn't interrupting. He was locked in, trying to decode the same thing everybody at home was trying to figure out. What exactly was Elon suggesting by bringing up Charlie Kirk's widow? Some fans believe Joe already knew parts of the story, but hearing Elon mention it out loud caught him off guard. Others think Joe was hearing about it for the first time and didn't want to push further on camera in case the conversation crossed into sensitive territory. Either way, people agreed on one thing. Joe Rogan's reaction added more suspicion than the comment itself. As soon as the podcast ended, the online discussion exploded even more. Entire live stream channels were dedicated to breaking down Elon's expression, Joe's silence, and the exact words Elon used. One famous streamer even slowed down the clip frame by frame, pointing out how Elon looked down and smirked right before saying that cryptic line about things not being what they seem. That smirk alone turned into a meme within hours. Then the theories started branching into wild directions. Some viewers claimed Elon was hinting at internal disputes happening around Charlie Kirk's name. Others pushed the idea that Elon has access to private conversations through his network of tech and political connections, meaning he might be hearing things the public hasn't caught wind of yet. A portion of fans even speculated that something behind the scenes prompted Elon to say it intentionally, to let people know something without saying it directly. But what made the situation even crazier was the timing. For weeks leading up to the podcast, people were already whispering about tension around Charlie Kirk's widow, especially in political circles that never wanted the drama to spill into the public eye. So when Elon casually brought her up, some viewers treated it like confirmation that something bigger was brewing. Whether that's true or not, the moment added extra heat to a fire that was already smoldering. Clips of Joe raising his eyebrows started trending separately from the main clip because people couldn't get over how real his reaction looked. It wasn't dramatic or forced. It was subtle, almost instinctive. That made it even better fuel for debate because it felt genuine, like Joe wasn't expecting that topic to come up at all. Every time viewers paused the video on Joe's expression, they'd find another detail to argue about. Another thing that made fans suspicious was how Elon instantly softened his tone after the comment. It felt like he realized he said something that could open too many doors, so he tried to reel the moment back in by keeping the vibe calm. But the internet is sharp. They noticed how his voice dipped just slightly and how he tapped his fingers on the table like he was thinking through his next words. People love reading into every detail when it comes to Elon and Joe, and this time they had way more material to analyze than usual. After the podcast aired, journalists started posting think pieces trying to interpret what Elon meant. They quoted experts talking about the possibility of hidden political tensions and behind-the-scenes moves that haven't gone public yet. They even brought up old interviews where Elon hinted at knowing things that would shock people if they ever came out. Fans used those past clips to build even deeper theories about what he was referencing this time. Then out of nowhere, a rumor popped up claiming Joe and Elon talked more about the topic off camera after the podcast wrapped. Nobody knows if that's true, but the rumor alone made the situation explode 10 times bigger. Fans started asking what was said once the cameras stopped rolling. Did Elon reveal more details privately? Did Joe get a deeper explanation that he couldn't put on air? The mystery surrounding that possibility turned into its own mini-story on social media. Podcasters, reaction channels, and bloggers spent the next few days breaking down every second of the conversation. They pointed out how Elon tends to avoid mentioning specific individuals unless there's a reason, which made this moment even more unusual. They also noted how Joe immediately switched to a quieter, more serious tone, something he rarely does unless the subject hits a nerve or touches on something sensitive. The longer people talked about it, the more intense the theories became. Some viewers were convinced Elon knows information that could change how people view the situation entirely. Others insisted that Joe's body language confirmed the moment wasn't an accident. It was a slip that carried weight. And now viewers can't stop replaying the clip, trying to find clues they missed. They're analyzing eyebrow movements, pauses, the position of Elon's hands, even the background crew's reaction. No matter which angle you look at, people agree the moment felt bigger than a casual comment. It felt like the two biggest voices in pop culture accidentally cracked open a door into a conversation that wasn't supposed to be public yet. And once that door cracked open even a little, the internet was never going to let it close quietly.